Hey, good morning, guys. It is January 7th. Sorry for my voice. In a strange place, so everything's different, eating different, sleeping different, climate's different, so my voice is a little funny. This morning, the passage or the devotional by Chambers is taken from the passage is taken from John 14, and Jesus is just talking to his disciples. It's really interesting. You'll notice when Jesus talks to his disciples, and sorry, I probably have sawdust in my eyes too, so if my eyes look funny, that's what that is. As Jesus talks to his disciples, a lot of times he's, and you see it I remember in the scene where Jesus is kind of reconciling Peter to himself after the resurrection. And he says, "Do you love me?" And so there's a lot of conversations with the disciples where Jesus is trying to go really deep, and he's trying to be profound, and he's trying to be personal, very, very personal with them. And then they get caught up in these questions like little kids. And sometimes we are like little children. As we think about, how we can relate to Jesus, it's the same as a child relating to an adult sometimes. And they ask these very surface or simple questions as opposed to understanding the real profound meaning of what you're trying to say. And so the verse that Chambers quotes here is, "Have I been so long with you, and yet hast thou not known me?" John 14. And so he's talking about, he says, "Hey, I'm going to go away and prepare a place for you." And then I think it's one of the disciples asks, "Wait, how do we get there? How are we going to follow you?" And so they're taking it as a physical thing, as an actual real destination that they are gonna. They're like, "Wait, we want to come find you if you're going to go somewhere." And then he says something about the Father, and they say, "Show us the Father." I think it's Philip that says, "Show us the Father," and he says, "Wait, don't you know that I am in the Father, the Father's in me?" And he's trying to teach him that this thing is deeper than a normal friendship. It's deeper than a normal. Back then, they would have had apprentices, not apprentices. Well, that would have been in the industry or in the fields of work. But they would have also had these followers of rabbis that they would have been, and I can't, just the word escapes me. But basically mentors and proteges. And so they're thinking on that level, and he's saying, no, this is a whole lot deeper than that. There's a lot more to this than that. And Chambers says the last one with whom we get intimate is Jesus. And that's a kind of a sad statement, but I think it's true. You guys kind of dig into your own hearts and see if that's true. And I think the reason why is just because intimacy with Jesus is is a little intimidating and daunting. And Chambers says, we receive his blessings. We receive his blessings, know his words, but do we know him? Is he in us? Like he said, the Father's in me, I'm in the Father. And I think maybe that's where the faith of a child comes in. And understanding that Jesus wants more than a friendship. He wants us to truly know him, and not just obey him. That is part of his word. He says, if you love me, keep my commandments. But this is, Chambers wraps up in the last paragraph with this statement. The saint who is intimate with Jesus will never leave impressions of himself, but only the impression that Jesus is having unhindered way, because the last of his nature has been satisfied by him. And so that's a really cool thought, that one day when we make impressions on people, when we walk away, it won't be the impression of, wow, that Toby guy's really cool. It's, wow, Jesus really loves me because of what I just saw in that person, what they just said to me, what they just did for me. Wow, that's Jesus really cares for me. I want to know him better. I'll leave you with that. You guys have a great day.